Welcome to Jenkins and Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It's whatever fucking day it is. The Lakers won. What a fucking game. Yeah. My guys, Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler, LeJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John. How the fuck are we feeling tonight?
Listen, bro. I'm going to tell you like this. If it ain't in that way, that would have been the worst fucking viewing experience of this season for me. God, it's one of those games where you love if you don't have a vested interest in either of those teams, but if you're rooting for one of those teams, it was fucking nerve-wracking, dude. But I'm glad it ended the fucking way it did. Oh my God, the payoff was beautiful. Glorious even.
I wouldn't say the payoff was worth that.
Nigga, Bron dotted Steph's eye from 30.
He dotted his eye on some, first of all, 30. Why was he forcing the ball into fucking KCP like that? I'm like, bro, what the fuck is KCP gonna do in the paint? Now he's shooting a 35-footer. And he says after the game, I shot towards the middle one because I saw 3 rims. I don't want it. If that's how we plan on winning in the playoffs, I don't want that shit,
He said
bro.
He probably forced it into KCP because he thought it was AD. Because a minute earlier, he got poked through the eye by Draymond. And he said, I was seeing 3 rims after Draymond poked me in the eye. So I shot it at the middle one.
Bro.
That's the most legendary shit.
That's some Rocky shit. When motherfucking told Rocky to hit the one in the middle, remember that shit? Ron pulled some Rocky shit, bro. I love it. I don't give a fuck. I love the theatrics. I love all the, Bron's a crybaby. Look, if you don't like Bron, whatever Bron does to irritate you, I'm all for, bro. That's the shit I'm on.
The thing is, though, bro, was this a Bron game? Was this the Bron game? You know what I'm saying? Bro, the first half was bad, and he seemed even passive during the second half for a lot of it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I don't think he's completely healthy yet. He doesn't have his legs yet. I'm not as confident as I should be. They should have dogged these boys, bro. I know Steph is extremely good, but Steph didn't even score barely until the last, the end of the second quarter. You know what I mean? And we were down fucking 12 points at half.
It's not time to talk about how we should have won the game by more yet.
No, I mean, dog. To me, I'm like, nigga, but anyway, I am just relieved. I'm not happy. You know what I mean?
No, I was ecstatic because that.
Oh yeah, I was ecstatic.
Tyler, that 3 is up there, bro. I mean, that was a signature crazy fucking play.
Yes, that is a fucking all-time Bron postseason moment right there. It's we've seen the memes. Don't get mad at me when I pull a U on you. And Bron pulled a U on that motherfucker. Cue up that motherfucking D'Angelo. How does it feel right now for Steph motherfucker? Because I love that shit. That shit was delicious. I don't know how you can't be ecstatic about that play. Like I said, the game was frustrating, but that play right there, oh my fucking God.
But let's go. Let's go up. When you're really excited, you sit up. When you're really, really excited, you jump up. When you're really, really, really excited, you run around. And at the top of that is when you run in place. And I stood up off the couch and ran in place.
At this point, I was at the point where I was fucking 3 feet from my fucking wall-mounted TV in my living room, right, watching that shit. And I saw that shit, and then I, threw my hands up in celebration. Then I shrieked like a fucking girl and ran around the room.
We're celebrating a fucking play-in win, guys.
We're celebrating Bron dropping his nuts on Steph, nigga. That's what we celebrating. And this is 6 years deep, nigga. That's what we celebrating. How you not taking joy in Bron dotting Steph's eye like this, bro?
Bro, because I'm trying to win a chip, nigga. Fuck all that. We got AD.
Was that going to happen if we lost the game tonight, bro?
Bro, he was 7 for 17. I'm not happy about that, dog. I'm not happy about that.
We're not talking about the game. How are you not happy for that moment when Bron dotted Steph's eye, bro?
Because
we won the game, John.
The motherfucker.
You being Republican as hell right now. The job isn't finished. We have a championship to go get. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Y'all just saying shit. I'm not being what I'm saying is I'm not confident in what the fuck is going on right now, bro. You feel me? If we about to play the fucking
that's a legitimate concern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not celebrating a fucking playing game against the number 18.
Bro, I am celebrating a playing game.
And that's fine. That's cool. That's cool. But me, cool. That's a great moment. I'm just not all that excited about that. I'm stressed the fuck out. AD looked bad in the first half. Bron did too. And they, luckily they won.
And we still won.
And we won. I'm saying, thank God. But we can't do that against these niggas we finna play next. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't believe that I said this when we lost game 1 of like every fucking series in the bubble. I do not believe the Lakers are going to come out here and AD is going to go 10 of 24. No. Bron's going to go 7 of 17. Schroeder's going to go 3 of 14. That happened tonight, and we won. That's good news to me.
For me,
we didn't play a good game. Steph scored 37. He went 6 of 9 from 3, and we won the game, despite none of our best players having a good game.
Did you like how Bron approached the game, other than that big shot?
In the second half, yes.
I mean,
bro, I'm just
that first half was abysmal. He was like, what, 1 for 7?
He was 1 for 6, shit? 1 for 7. He didn't have his legs, at all. And he still looked like he was passive even in the second half.
And he finished with 22, 11, 10, and a signature deep-ass 3 that he should not have made. With one eyeball off the wrong foot and over Steph Curry.
Bro, but that's what it took. It took a one eyeball LeBron James to hit a fucking 35-footer to win a game.
No, but you know what? We had that dude.
I think you're reducing it because, like I said the last time, I'm not too concerned about the Lakers struggling on the offensive end because their defense is what's going to be their saving grace and get them through those rough stretches when their offense is scrambling, and that's exactly what we saw tonight.
I just can't celebrate. Like, I was excited about the win. I was just relieved. But I'm stressed out about what's going to happen. I was more confident going into the game than afterwards. That's how I feel.
I don't feel that way, and I'll tell you why. I said when we were first talking about, like a month ago, the possibility of the Lakers being in the play-in game, my exact fear was that we'd play a team like the Warriors because this is a well-coached defensive team that gets better throughout every series they play in. But they lost first games off Bron doing exactly what he did tonight. I'm feeling it out. I'm being real passive in the first half. I'm figuring out what this is going to look like, and I'm calculating what I'm going to need to do to get it done. They lost first games in the bubble as dominant as they were. So that was my worry, like win or you're the 8 seed type of a situation. 7 games against the Suns, I'm not as worried about that. I'm really not.
We need Bron to, Bron got to get his legs together. You know what I'm saying? We need Bron to be full Bron to win, bro. That's how I feel. I feel Bron played the best he could tonight, but that's not like
AD played like ass. AD played like a prolapsed asshole.
He was decent the second half, though. He turned it up the second half. You know what I mean? Schroeder was
defensively.
What? You know what I mean? What did AD end up with?
AD ended up with 25 and 12 on 10 of 24 shooting.
Jesus, I mean,
1 of 6 from 3, and 3 of them missed the rim.
Right, just horrible, but. I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I can't be too happy. I hate to be a party pooper.
You're not pooping on my party. I haven't jumped for joy like that since they won the championship. Yeah, I mean, that was a game, bro.
For me,
you're really sweating about Phoenix in the next round, bro.
I'm not. No. I'm not. I think for me, like with Bron, it's like it's these are his last years. And he looked very. We was talking about it after the first half. I'm like, this motherfucker looked like Eric Snow. He approaching the game like fucking Sam Cassell, like he just entering the offense and then just chilling.
He was doing that last year though too, John. You and I were concerned about him doing that last year in the playoffs. And when he needed the nitro, he had the nitro. Yeah. That was first game Bron the whole playoffs last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you. Every year it goes on. It's another year that goes on, bro. Like we're the same age as him. I know I feel worse than I did last year. Like,
I mean, to me, I was extremely confident coming to the game. And then like the way we started was obviously not bad, but I wasn't tripping too hard. But I'm just watching Bron and how he approaches the game. And it's like, this is not,
we deluded ourselves, all 3 of us and all Lakers and Bron fans. We all deluded ourselves into thinking like that Steph wasn't Steph. I mean, if I'm right, I mean, like straight, but like once he started getting going, I had like chills, bro. Like, fuck, he's this dude.
We talked about it, I was talking about a little bit before like y'all jumped on, but like, I don't know who's better, this Steph or 2016 Steph. I know I'm more scared of this Steph. I'm by far more scared of this Steph this year now than that Steph back in 2016. Like this Steph right here, bro. Like when he clapped his hands for Bron after Bron shot, like, oh, that was cute. I got something for that ass though. Like the bro.
That was super villain shit.
That was some super.
That was Omni-Man. That was Omni-Man.
Bro, I looked. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with? He really don't give a fuck. He out here doing whatever the fuck he want to do.
Tyler, how stressed were you, bro?
During this game?
Yeah.
Very, very stressed. Like that first quarter was fucking horrible. And left the first quarter down by 12, I think it was. Left the first half like down by a dozen. It seemed like it was going to be one of those games where they never fucking got the lead. And they got that shit just like midway through the third for the first time. But it was frustrating as fuck. But, this Steph is very, very fucking good. Very scary. But I'm not too scared of him if his Robin is fucking Andrew Wiggins, right? Like, let's see what happens when Clay comes back next season.
I feel you on that.
To the point we're talking about that over the course of a game, over the course of a series, you just feel really good about the Lakers' defensive chances. And I was glad the national broadcast talked about it because I don't think they got a lot of credit this year for being the number one defensive team in the league while missing aliens every fucking game. The Warriors scored in the first quarter 28 points, in the second quarter 27 points, in the third quarter 24 points, in the fourth quarter 21 points. It's just a slow, we're turning your faucet off. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be AD making 3 switches on 1 inbound pass at the end of the game, but we're turning the faucet off.
Exactly.
And AD didn't have the best game offensively, but defensively, woo, everywhere. But I mean, Draymond Green.
It was fun. It was really fun watching Draymond tonight. Honestly.
Oh yeah, it was.
As sick as I was at him just gobbling up Schroeder fucking pocket passes, like it was fun watching vintage playoff Draymond tonight.
Why did Schroeder keep throwing those fucking pocket passes? Like, I mean, this is playoff shit, dog. Quit being sloppy with the fucking ball like that. You know what I mean? Like when he pulled him for Caruso, he had to get that man the fuck up out of here. And Caruso's the only human on the planet that doesn't jump at Steph's fucking at his hands up. He's the only person disciplined enough to not jump 8 feet in the air. You know what I mean? When Steph hesitates. Thank God for him, bro.
We better find money for Alex Caruso, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You could take it out of Dennis Schroeder's offer, whatever you need to take it from. Like that man, he was a big difference tonight.
Did you see what Perk said? Tyler?
No, what'd he say?
Well, he said he was like, Schroeder should have took that money, bro. That first offer.
Yeah, I mean,
the playoffs haven't even started yet.
Playoffs haven't even stared yet. Playoffs haven't started yet. Like, we'll see.
He could be running some circle.
I'm a big fan of betting on yourself, and that's the plan for him. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Sometimes you bet on. I will say this though, and I'm a bet on yourself guy as well. When you bet on yourself and you lose, that hurts differently.
Yeah.
They offered me 30 mil. I thought I was a 50 mil guy. I cost myself $40 million. Like that hurts, bro.
We'll see though. Big win though. I'm happy we won. I just
any other thought? First of all, what did you guys think about the officiating? I thought it was. I mean, there was a lot of like Bron full on was bodying dudes sometimes, but then he got stabbed in the eye on what was clearly a play to the face from Draymond with no flagrant call. I mean, Tyler, what did you think about the officiating?
I mean, I feel like we discuss how terrible the officiating was after every fucking big game now, right? It's like I don't know how how fucking fruitful these discussions are anymore because the refereeing sucks and you just got to work through that shit. That's what I feel like now.
It would be nice if LeBron James could get a fucking foul call, bro. I would really appreciate that.
Their whistle. He got hit a couple times in the first half, and I'm like, when are they going to blow the whistle?
He got slammed shoulder to shoulder on a layup attempt, and they're just like, he'll
be all right. The fuck?
What do you want me to do about it? Right.
Be a ref, please. Please. Maybe. Possibly.
Oh, shit.
Thank God we got that win, though, bro. This would be the worst podcast ever if we had to fucking We had to play the
If we would have had to
Grizzlies
do it,
for 8.
an in-depth breakdown on the Grizzlies matchup on a winner go home game. Fuck that,
dog. Not
Fuck
into it.
everything
To
about
play
that.
a much harder route. That 8th seed is gonna have a hard ass route. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's Jazz Clippers.
well, we'll probably be what? Suns Nuggets? Is that how we gonna play?
Suns and then Nuggets or Blazers
Yeah. So we'll be
versus
I'm liking what I'm
Jazz
seeing.
Clippers.
Yeah,
That's
the gauntlet. You feel me?
No, it worked out the way we needed it to work out. So that's why I'm saying this. I feel you like if we play the way we did in the first half. I mean, look, if Bron and AD play like shit, the Lakers aren't going to win a playoff series against fucking anybody. I mean, right? But I just don't believe that over a 7-game series they're going to play like shit. That's my abiding belief. And if I didn't believe it, we would turn the volume down very low.
That passiveness, though, that's what fucked me up. That like, you know, not trying to shoot, like playing in the background ass shit. Like, bro, you're fucking LeBron James.
If you wind back our podcast from the bubble, Tyler, do you agree? Did he not do that shit at the start of every series?
Yeah, that is fill out Bron.
This ain't the start
bro,
of a series, though, my G. This is a one game.
But it is the first of a long playoff journey, hopefully.
Yeah,
when
but didn't
he's
it feel
been
like a game
complaining
7
about
low
rest.
key? This shit kind of felt like this felt more important than that, dog. You don't have a game to just give up in this situation because, like we said, 7 and 8 is a totally different path.
This year's Lakers would not have been, in my opinion, title contenders from the 8th seed. I just the Jazz to the Clippers. I flat out did not see
not
it.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
we definitely need that Sun series to get into fucking playoff form.
Right. And you can tell they ain't got the reps in yet, bro. Offensively, they just don't have the reps. They don't know each other yet.
Some of the turnovers were really brutal.
It
was like October 18th turnovers.
The Warriors look like they've been playing all season, and we look like we were 2 weeks into the season. You know what I'm saying? And see, these are the things that I can't forget. I see them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad we won. Thank God we fucking won. You know what I mean? But like, honestly, when Bron hit that shot, I just exhaled. And I was still scared Steph was going to get another shot at it. You feel me?
But AD deserves a lot of credit for his defense on the inbound pass. Switch, break the pass up, ball game.
Right.
And Steve Kerr, I mean, once the clock gets under 3 seconds, you may as well let that play go, bro. You know what I mean?
2.1, like
you get down there and
wasn't it in Steph's hands too? Wasn't
yes.
I think
but he was moving.
Okay.
I did want to say too, like John, you mentioned it felt like a game 7. I'm glad now that it's over and I can reflect on how good the game was. There was a series where it went, Steph had the vintage handoff sprint as fast as he can through 3 screens, curl around to the corner, catches the ball's out of his hands a half second after he caught it, swish 3.
Yeah.
They run down the other side, Bron with a no look, baseline bounce pass to, I think, Caruso for a layup. Like, it was just great fucking basketball, bro.
That comeback Steph had, though.
It was GOAT, Hall of Fame, all-time great shit on like consecutive possessions. It was amazing.
Like I said, this is an anomaly, though. We won't see probably a series like this. I mean, ever again, probably with this good of teams in the 7th and 8th spot. Like the Warriors figured something out. You know what I mean? At the end of the season, where they're playing great now. You know what I mean? The Lakers have been hurt, so they haven't. They're a title contending team when they're healthy. You know what I mean?
We don't usually talk about the 7. We don't usually talk about the 7 and 8 seeds as threats.
Exactly. So this is an anomaly. I think most of the games will be like what we saw in the Eastern Conference. But that was, I mean, like if I didn't give a fuck, I would have loved that. Like Tyler was saying, it's hard as fuck to watch it as a fan though. Especially somebody that's looking at Bron and has certain expectations.
It was miserable. The Lakers are down 12. I'm trying to talk myself into maybe they could beat the Jazz, and then maybe they'd get good enough beating the Jazz to beat and I couldn't even talk myself into it. You know what I mean?
I was one bucket away from probably sitting out like the second half of the third quarter. Like I think they got to like 9 or something at one point again, and I'm like, if they score again, I'm gonna tag somebody else in and just kind of come back and watch the fourth. You know what I mean? Like. I don't think I can really tap. You know what I mean?
I'm going to go tuck my kids into bed, come back and see what things are
looking like. If I'm going to watch the rest of this game.
Yeah, this is one of those games where if it was like a game 2 or a game 3, I would have just tuned out for my own fucking sanity and just like check the scores, sporadically. Like I would not have been watching this whole shit.
Right. But like anyway, woo-wee.
Let's talk about the other playing games, and then we'll preview the final playing game. Spurs Grizzlies. We were on Twitter Spaces, so thank you to everyone who hopped on that with us. The Grizzlies beat the Spurs 100-96. It just kind of felt inevitable, man. DeMar didn't have a great game, 5 of 21. Ja scored 20. It's kind of, I don't know. I was a Lakers fan growing up, so I always hated the Spurs. Mm-hmm. And at this point, it's kind of like, I was sort of rooting for them to win that game just because it's like they should be, you know what I mean? They should be in the mix, bro. Like Spurs Warriors has some juice to it. And now I'll be excited for Josh, Steph, and everything. But I don't know. What'd you guys think of that game?
I'm not watching Spurs basketball. Yeah, this is 2021. There's no juice with the Spurs, right?
Yeah, but it like Spurs had the longest streak of never missing the postseason, like back-to-back seasons, right? And I think that shit got snapped tonight.
They didn't miss the postseason. I hate that shit, bro. But the play-ins is the fucking postseason, bro. No, come on.
What do we stretch this motherfucker out? Top 10.
You a fucking 9 seed.
Yeah, you ain't no postseason.
Were you stressed about basketball tonight?
Yeah,
tonight. I won't be tomorrow. And I wasn't definitely with the fucking Grizzlies and Spurs.
If you were a Grizzly, if you were a Warriors fan, you'd be stressed about them. Come on, this is not the regular season.
I ain't rolling that far, bro.
It ain't the playoffs either.
It's NBA purgatory, bro.
Some Freddie Krueger shit going
purgatory, bro. Like this ain't the playoffs. You know what I mean?
The Lakers Warriors game was a playoff game.
I mean, that was a playoff game.
That's a fucking play. That's one of the. It was not just a playoff game. It was a great playoff game. That is not a regular season basketball game. I'm sorry. Call it postseason instead of playoff if you want to, but that is not the regular season. But isn't that what the NBA is trying to do? They're trying to say none of the stats count, right? Like the text don't roll over, and it doesn't. Like they're not your playoff stats, and they're not factoring into regular season like award stats or whatever. So that it is like purgatory. The NBA is saying, well, we need the results from these games, but we're going to pretend they never happened.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it's just a fucking money grab now. Like, I feel like these play-ins are going to be here for years and years to come. Might be a staple forever now, but we'll see.
If they could find a way to get Bron and Steph in.
Bro, I hope to, bro.
Do we have anything to say about the playing games in the East? I know you were excited. You don't want to talk about Tatum dropping 50, John?
Tatum dropped 50. I'm very grateful, but I mean, like, I don't really have a lot to say about it. You know what I mean?
The big St. Louis Bowl.
Yeah, like it was cool to watch. I wish Bill was healthy. That was kind of hard watching him struggle physically. You know what I'm saying? And then Westbrook going out like that, you know what I mean? Like, I was, anyway, but yeah,
and we're sure not talking about the Pacers-Hornets game.
Oh, so hell no.
We'll just move.
Fuck everything about that.
I think that's what's going to be. Did y'all watch, the Grizzlies-Spurs, like, how was that game?
Yeah, I was watching while we were, like I said, I mean, you're just kind of waiting, like, is DeMar going to
Was it good? Was it enjoyable basketball?
No, not really.
So that's why I think like most of the playing games will be just like that. But
it's 100-96. The Spurs shot 35%. The Grizzlies shot 44%. 7 of 22 from 3. Like it was a game between the 9 and the 10 seed. Is what it was, right?
Can we just simulate on 2K the Warriors versus the Grizzlies? We already saw it happen like 2 days ago. I don't know if we need to watch it again. You know what I mean? Put that shit on 2K.
I don't know. And see what happens. If Ja come out the game,
playing a little better, yeah, he couldn't hit shit.
Yeah, seeking revenge, looking for blood. Who the fuck knows? This is a big moment for Ja, but I don't think anything's gonna happen. I think Warriors gonna zip them boys up. So we'll see.
Hey, that defense we saw today, bro. People don't want to replay. Like I said, they're fifth. I think they're fifth defensive efficiency, bro. We don't nobody want to play against them.
With the most terrifying scorer. You know what I mean?
Right.
It might be it might not be particularly threatening top to bottom offensively, but Steph is pretty threatening.
Yeah, I mean, and Wiggins is having a hell of a year too. I think he's like 47% from the field,
he just
almost
needs
40%
to
from
put
three.
Braun's face on whoever he's playing in any future game.
You talking about Wiggins?
Yeah,
he put Braun in the fucking blender one time.
Yeah,
bro.
he
hit him with a couple of them. I'm like, damn, bro, not my boy. You know what I'm saying? Woo.
The remaining playing games, the true elimination game for the 8th seed, the Pacers and Wizards are playing on Thursday, and then on Friday is that Grizzlies Warriors game. I'll watch Grizzlies Warriors. I'm excited for that game. I think we'll see what Ja looks like coming out, but that Warriors team tonight, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch that Warriors team. I watched all their games against the Jazz and shit too if they make it like that. That's special. You know what I mean? That's like a game I want to watch those games with Vincent. Like you know what I mean? He'll remember that Steph shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm resting. I'm just going to rest until Sunday when the real playoffs start and we get out of purgatory.
So we're a little bit of a weird spot for us as a podcast. We record Sundays. So, our next episode will be out Monday and the playoffs will fully have started at that point. On Saturday, we've got Heat Bucks game 1. We've got Mavs Clippers. We've got Celtics Nets. We've got Blazers Nuggets. And then Sunday, the other series, Lakers Suns is the early game or the noon game, West Coast on Sunday. The Sixers are playing. We will see. The Hawks and Knicks are playing, and then the Jazz are playing. We will see. So let's talk a little bit about those series, since I guess we kind of almost know who all is in the playoffs at this point. What do you think about those? Where do you think there's going to be an upset? What series are you most excited to watch out of the slate that we've got, going up this weekend? Tyler?
I'm very much interested in Heat's Bucks. I feel like the Heat were kind of on a trajectory where they were getting back to, the form that they were last postseason. They gave, the Bucks trouble. Of course, they bounced them, but, Giannis kind of was hurt. But them boys were in trouble before Giannis got hurt. Like, let's be clear about that. So, surprisingly, I'm very, very much interested in Heat's Bucks.
I mean, Heat Bucks will be fun. I think the Bucks are. I think the Bucks have a chance of making it out of the East. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that Heat team from this year is the same as last year. Last year was something special for a reason. I don't think we'll see that again this year. You know what I mean? But that's interesting.
I think Blazers Nuggets is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm a total tradition slut, so I am very fired up for fucking Knicks home playoff basketball games, bro. Like, I'm very excited for
the energy online will be great just off the strength. You know what I mean?
But they also, did you see, they're also letting in like 18,000 fans or something. Like, okay. they up the capacity for the game. Like, that might be one of our first real sports moments of feeling like, oh shit, the world's coming back a little bit. Like, people going crazy in New York. Like,
it felt a little bit of you could feel the fans today in today's game too, though. You right? You know what I mean?
Like, they were booing Braun in the first half.
I know they were booing Steph at the line too.
Yeah.
So
anyway, a lot of
people just happy to get out of the house. They booing every goddamn body. Right.
Sheesh. They booed Braun the first half. I didn't even peep that.
Yeah. People, I think Tyler's right though, man. Everyone's just got a lot of pent-up energy. I read about that. It's been a big uptick in fights at baseball stadiums over the last month. People just restless. It's just like, I gotta
make it up for the last year in fights that they missed out on.
I gotta get out and do some.
You would think it would be the opposite. We just came through a fucking pandy. Would we not have perspective? No. We still more fights at baseball games, not less. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we talking about Kwame at all?
I was about to say we obviously got to talk about Kwame Brown. What a gentleman. I'm just going to be real careful what I say about any of the gentlemen involved with this story. But what did you guys think of? I'm not trying to get into a beef with Matt Barnes either, bro. So what did you guys think about the story and Kwame kind of sticking up for himself?
This shit been entertaining as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. I cannot believe how fucking good Kwame is at talking this shit, bro. It's like he's dropped like 11 vids and all those shits have been money. Like this motherfucker should have been in the WWE or some shit. He is money on that motherfucking microphone. But the whole thing is, I totally get Kwame, bro. Like, a dude saying, okay, y'all got those jokes off for 20 years. I've been retired for 8 years. Playtime's over now. You say you speak down on me, you gonna have to see me. I ain't mad at him for that at all. I get it.
And he's not doing it with dudes that don't fight. He didn't pick a sucker to come at. He came at dudes who are known for throwing hands. You know what I mean? And like, it seemed like they was dodging the smoke at first. You know what I'm saying?
He called them some NBA players. You know what I mean? He said, "No, actually, you are just NBA players."
Like, I love the fact that like, dude, he's on live doing this. Like, this man is entertainment. I didn't know. So somebody said, well, they didn't even know Kwame had a voice before this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know if they even heard Kwame speak prior.
Yeah, this legit might be the first time I ever heard Kwame speak.
It's so shocking. But I'm like, dog, this nigga is not playing. This man is talking at the phone for like 2 minutes straight, doesn't look at the road one time. You know what I mean? The dude is in a fucking Explorer, a millionaire in a fucking Eddie Bauer edition fucking Explorer. He doesn't give a fuck. He is basically begging for these men to try to bang with his ass. You know what I mean? And I think these niggas, bro, that country motherfucker there, bro, I'm telling you, a country boy will snatch you up off your fucking feet. Stop playing.
Not a basketball fight.
No. You feel me? Right. This ain't no huffing and puffing and,
And that's something, that I think a lot of people who are appalled or taken aback by Kwame here don't seem to realize. Bro, in country culture, fighting is just something to do, dog. Like, it's not a big fucking deal. It's just something you do. You got a problem with a motherfucker, y'all bang it out. The end. Y'all keep it moving after that.
That's what Gilbert said. He said, we went to the club and he and his brother just were there to fight bodyguards. That's just what they were there to do. He said they went outside of the club. They said, it's 6 bodyguards. You take these 3, I'll take these 3.
And they were divvying them up like, all right, I'm going to beat their ass. You going to beat their ass.
When I was like in Tennessee and Alabama, like in middle school and like elementary school, bro, like we would fight our friends. And my mom and dad would look outside like, are they just fighting again? Like, it's just, we was bored as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas be fighting, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I got an uncle in St. Louis that just likes to fight. He be smart than me. He just want to fucking fight, dog. Like, it's these country niggas, like,
you gotta just steer clear of those dudes, bro. Don't bring them up on your podcast.
And Kwame got that vibe, bro, where he calling that man all kind of bitch ass niggas. He ain't holding no bite, no tongue, none of that shit. He's saying all the things to get up under his skin and confidently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am shocked because the man has been dogged out for so long and we never heard shit. And for him to come out the woodwork with this type of heat, like, you had this the whole time? Was you not on the internet, nigga? Driving around in the country with that big ass truck you got, you know what I mean? You didn't know what was going on? It's shocking, bro. It's shocking to see this happen. And like,
it is like when you consider all that Kwame's been through, right? He's been a fucking running punchline for 20 years, thrown into the fire at 18 years old. This man was under the tutelage of old ass, I'm too old for this shit, Michael Jordan, and we fucking suck, early 2010s Kobe. Like, this motherfucker has been through it. And for him to just, to just the way that he's, getting this shit off his chest is just challenging motherfuckers to fist fights. I think he is very well adjusted considering all the shit he's gone through. If that's the most drastic measure he's taken after everything.
Well, I mean, how many times have you guys heard me make the same argument that he made? Like, people talk about these dudes that don't become one of the 5 best basketball players of all time like a failure. A failure by what standard?
He played 10 years in the league.
But what did you want to do when you were a teenager? If I'd have told you when you were 15, you could buy your mom a house, but people were going to make jokes about you. Did you succeed or did you fail? I tell people all the time, one of the best basketball players I've ever covered, Casper Ware, played at Long Beach State, 2-time conference player of the year, He's too short to be an NBA
He
player,
had
bro.
a gun, no. That man had a gun on him.
He's gotten 3 looks with NBA teams. He's too short to be an NBA player. Guess what?
He can't guard a soul. He can't guard a soul.
He was a 2-time defensive player of the year in the conference, but he can't guard an NBA, dude.
Yeah, not at all.
And so he's been playing overseas for 8 seasons now. You know how much money he's made?
Millionaire. He's a millionaire. Easily.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah.
And people would talk about that dude like, I didn't make it to the league. You know what I mean? Like, people just don't understand. If you come from a regular background and you have any kind of success in sports, playing fucking sports, you know what I mean? And then these people get turned into punchlines. What's bullshit about it is the dudes like Stephen A. Smith, it's the same story. It's the same story. Like, I didn't come from anything and I came up and I made enough money to, you know what I mean? Like, but they're making money chewing those dudes up and turning them into punchlines. Like, it's just not an element of sports coverage that I like at all. And I was glad he spoke up for himself.
Kwame played 10 years. How long do you think he would play based upon how people talk about him?
You would think he was a fucking bummest dude.
You think he was in and out the league in 2.5 years? Average player plays what, 3.5, 4 seasons in NBA? I think it's like 2.5.
And
he doubled that?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a solid NBA career, a decade in the league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like
you just get judged off expectations.
But he was shat upon. He was shat upon for 20 fucking years, and he just chilled. And then he come out with the heat for the niggas that's known for banging. We saw Steven Jackson in the motherfucker. You know, we know he ain't, you know, he don't turn down the fade. You know what I mean?
Brown's career earnings is $64 million. Yeah. And people are talking about him like he failed at something.
Hey,
so,
man.
Like, sign me the fuck up, bro. I dropped out of grad school. They didn't write me one check. There was no zeros on my check when I failed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, I got laid off of my job. My severance was 2 weeks' pay, bro.
If that's failing, we all need to fail. You feel me? Shit, that's the goal is to fail. The 64 mil is failing. You feel me? Fuck out of here. No, but it's like he need no jokes. Sign that man up for a podcast or something though. I'm not playing. It's not easy to get on live and to be this interested to talk like this, bro. That dude talented. He got something, bro. He got I know all jokes. I would listen to Kwame tell all types of stories. Hey, Kwame, tell me about you and Gil going to motherfucking you and y'all banging with the with the security guards. Hey, I know that man got some stories. You know what I mean? He still got braids, don't he? He still got the
yes.
He still got braids 20 years later.
Did y'all see that tweet where someone put a collage of like 4 of his pictures and said, "This man dresses like every demographic in the South." he had on like a motherfucking, skull and flag shirt, a motherfucking, do-rag, and in one picture, motherfucking plaid button up.
That, yeah.
That
had an American flag in the background in one of the videos, calling people hoe ass niggas. I'm like, you were one hell of a conundrum, Bubba. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were an enigma even. Right. But one of the things, one of the things, and you could say Kwame's a bust. I won't argue with you on that. But the thing is, like, the expectations that were thrust upon him. Who the fuck? No reasonable person. There was no reason. Like, we didn't hear about Kwame until like 2 weeks before the draft, bro. He was not like a LeBron, or Sebastian Telfair, where we were following this kid since he was 14, 15. I ain't hear this motherfucker till like 2-3 weeks before the draft, dog.
He gets killed for being overdrafted.
And it's like you drafted Kwame Brown first, and then you call him a bust because he doesn't live up to the first round, to the first overall pick expectations. But bro, like, that's on y'all. Like that's some Michael Olowokandi, Anthony Bennett shit. Like, bro, these motherfuckers ain't asked for that shit. Y'all motherfuckers overdrafted.
Who they draft him over? Who's in that draft?
In 01, Powell was the best player in 2001. I think Powell went like number 3 and Chandler went number 2.
Okay. Chandler?
I know Gilbert was in that class too.
Okay.
The 2001 draft was Kwame, Tyson Chandler, Powell, Joe Johnson,
Eddie Curry,
Zach Randolph,
the Baby Bulls,
Tony Parker, Gil. So, I mean,
not the best of drafts.
I'm so, like, Tyson and Powell.
A lot of late bloomers.
Tyson played for a minute. Like. Yeah, Tyson was solid. He played for a long time.
But, I mean, it's like no one kills Rodney White because he got drafted over Joe Johnson. It's just the number one is a big flashing red fucking light. You know what I mean?
Rodney White was cold though, bro.
But anyway, again, he didn't draft himself first overall. You know what I mean? But that's just I don't know. That's a fucking take game, I guess. Let's talk about aliens. Tyler had a lot to say. Tyler had a lot to say about aliens. I love talking about this shit, Tyler. I mean, you and I are on the same wavelength about extraterrestrials, bro. So
it keeps me up at night, literally, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'll be up at like 2 in the morning YouTubing fucking alien shit, bro. This shit is intriguing as fuck to me.
This week or next week, we're gonna get a governmental report allegedly that sort of explains and divulges what our intelligence information is about these UFOs. They've already acknowledged that it's UFOs. The question is, are they really advanced drones from China or Russia, or are they extraterrestrial? Our intelligence people say that if they are drones, they're like 100 years ahead of any known technology, which is troubling if that's the case. So I'm kind of hoping they're aliens. But so you explain your theory about why they would be here and why we probably don't need to worry about them caring about us.
We don't need to worry because I think there's lots of people are concerned like, oh no, the aliens are going to come here with ulterior motives. They're going to enslave us or strip us of our resources. And that's not how it's going to go down more than likely if aliens are planning on contacting us, which I probably doubt that they are, because the thing is, if you're advanced enough to master interstellar travel, there is nothing you can learn from a fucking planet that's still running on fossil fuels, bro. We still out here running off goddamn woolly mammoth juice. And these motherfuckers are manipulating wormholes and traveling fucking 10,000 times the speed of light, bro. What the fuck are they going to learn from us? You know what I mean? Yeah, and I was going to say, there's the theory, the great filter theory that basically asserts that if a civilization is advanced enough to master interstellar travel, that they would probably be a very, altruistic, caring, sympathetic people who are very peaceful, a sympathetic life forms who are very peaceful because they haven't eradicated themselves with their technological advancements, right? Like as soon as we fucking developed the atomic bomb, like we were on fucking, the doomsday clock popped up and we have the technology to destroy ourselves. And we've been working a very fragile balance for the last fucking 70 years. Right? We've been very fucking close to that shit too. So, that's
one guy had pressed one button in Russia when there was a faulty piece of equipment during the Cold War, and they thought there were rockets headed to Russia. If he'd have pushed that button, none of us would be here. I mean, like we were that close to not existing, bro.
That fucking close.
Yeah, but Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about like how what he tripped off the most about, like, or one of the things that bothered him was the fact that an alien talking to us would be like us stopping and talking to a worm. You know what I mean? It's like the difference in intelligence is so much. It's like we probably couldn't even comprehend that they're speaking to us or that they tried to reach out to us. Like they saw us down there, like, yeah, like that's cute. What they got going on, but it's know what
really
I'm saying?
Weird. They're fighting each other. They have whole wars over variances in the amount of melanin in their skin.
Right.
Like, look at like what is what are they doing?
What the fuck
like,
type of
they're
shit?
Burning oil to make cars go. Like,
What year is it?
Animal juice.
They're digging up dead fossilized animals and burning them to make machines move when they're the exact right distance from the sun to power things that way. They're choosing to pollute the air. Like it wouldn't make sense to any of them. Yeah. Capitalism to them would look like monkeys throwing shit at each other, bro. Like
Right.
All right. The last thing I wanted to bring up before we get out of here, our Booger Boy of the Week segment is I'm going to nominate birds. Did y'all hear about this Philadelphia shit with mass bird death?
What?
Mass bird deaths in Philadelphia? What the fuck?
Those were happening like years ago, though, right? It's like a phenomenon.
Thousands of birds
pretty
just
common
dropped
phenomenon.
dead. And,
yes. So Philadelphia is dimming its entire skyline like permanently for the spring, or at least it permanently spring after spring after spring, because of the mass collision that killed thousands of migrating birds in October. It's called Bird Safe Philly is the program. It's going to continue through May 30th. They're basically turning off all the lights downtown when it starts getting to twilight. Like they're not turning the lights on because what was happening was Philly's right where, like in the airstream where the birds are migrating. And they estimated that 100 million birds pass over Philadelphia just on migrations, just like passing by. And I think they said that, like, I'm trying to find the number of how many of them died, but it was October last year. Thousands of birds died on a day, and quote, their deceased bodies were littering the sidewalks in downtown Philadelphia. So as a result, they're literally turning the lights down so that the birds don't see the light, get confused, and then just start bombing into shit at full speed and breaking their necks. That's crazy.
Birds are some dumbass fucking animals. They're definitely like dog. Like, what did they break down the reason why they're being blinded and just bombing? Like just is it? Why would that be the response?
Birds navigate at night because you got to remember that their migration is like continental. They fly like a really long way. They navigate by the stars. And so when there's fog or there's haze, which is common in spring and autumn, it forces the birds to fly at lower altitudes. They see the bright city lights. They're confused. They think it's the stars. There's lights coming from all directions when they've been flying over rural America at height. And so suddenly there's all these lights and they just, thousands of them, break their neck running full speed into fucking skyscrapers, which humanity is a disease of some sort. Completely understand it. Yeah. Cities are unnatural. Downtowns are especially unnatural. But come on, bro. Thousands
lights
of you
and stars confused. You're confusing lights with stars.
Come on, bro. I'm confused, so I'm gonna fly into a cement building as fast as I can. Like, what's that gonna solve, Mr. Bird?
I don't get it.
This
Anyway,
is not the way to rage against the machines. Our bird friends. I get what point you're trying to make, but yeah, you got to play it a little smarter than that. It's so wild to me that little 4-inch birds that should be flying from like Minnesota to Florida every fucking year of their lives. I just wouldn't go, bro. Fuck
Aren't
that.
they flying over like
flapping,
oceans though
man.
Too? Aren't they flying over oceans? You said I just wouldn't go.
You'd be like, I'm good, bro. I'll see y'all in 6 months. Let me know how it is.
Right. Yeah, you said.
Like, bro, I can post up at this Taco Bell dumpster and eat every day.
It would be.
And you telling me I gotta fly 3,000 miles? Fuck that,
bro. Like, it'll be against all your instincts. But as a human, you don't do things that are normal to humans instinctually. You don't give a fuck about a lot of things humans are basically made to give a fuck about. So I can see you as a fucking bird being like, nah. Like,
I catch y'all when y'all get back, man.
Right. I'm gonna give me a motherfucking puffy jacket and stay down here. I'll see y'all later, G.
You're going 3,000 miles just to have sex with another bird? There's birds here.
right here.
But they finished shake though. Okay, what bird state?
What Eagles? I don't believe. I mean, at least in Long Beach, I feel like I've seen the same dirty ass seagulls my entire fucking life. Maybe they do slip in and out. I don't know. But like pigeons don't migrate, right? They just live in New York or whatever city they're in, right?
Yeah.
Pigeons don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, pigeons are like migrate. Like this is where all of the human.
You fucking
this is
on
where
pigeons?
All the human.
That's you gonna be fucking. You gonna stay in New York and be poking pigeons, dog. That's what you're gonna do.
Pigeons don't eat. Bro, pigeons don't even fly like that. Those motherfuckers just be walking on sidewalks.
Bro,
like
they do be having dogs on them though. They be having a little booty tootie, you know what I mean? No, I couldn't do it though, bro. I'm going with the no, man. Pigeons are like.
I'm not going to Nova Scotia. We got pigeons
kind of pretty.
Here.
They're just dirty as fuck,
bro.
Like you ever seen a pigeon with that glimmery ass neck and shit? They pretty as fuck.
Could you imagine being if I was a pigeon, I wouldn't fuck pigeons, dog. I'd be mad as hell looking at other pigeons. I know
ever seen a baby pigeon?
Fucking foul, bro. I know pigeon breath be foul as shit, dog. Hell no. I'm not dancing it because the dude birds are the ones that like try to tempt the women birds. You know what I mean? I'm not dancing and putting all this effort into fucking. You doing all this, putting all this effort in, and your reward is to fuck a pigeon. Nigga, fuck that shit, nigga. You know what I mean? I see why they ask me running in the street and shit, nigga. I won't be committing suicide too. That's a fucking pigeon. Fuck you mean? I gotta eat fucking scraps, you know what I mean? Hell no, nigga, fuck that, dog.
I wonder what pigeons think the like ghetto food is. You know the pit where they're like, you're eating that. Like, I bet worms.
What does a pigeon turn their nose up at?
Bro.
Like worms are probably the top of the, like worms are bougie, right? Like, oh, he only eats worms.
I think they be eating leftovers from us though, right?
They do, but I wonder, is that better than the worms? Like, you know what I mean?
I bet them noodles they be grabbing out the motherfucking dumpsters be delicious or some shit. You know, nice little breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying?
Birds are like sodium.
Right.
What the fuck is this?
This shit, nigga. I just couldn't do it though. I just nah. I'm not staying. I ain't staying, but I ain't staying there and just sticking with the pigeons.
John would not have a baby pigeon, and Tyler would not migrate.
Hell,
I respect it.
Hell no.
And I tell you what I would do. I would not be waking up early.
Yeah, they be up chirping at 5 a.m. Like, God damn, little
not
bit.
me, bro. You're telling me I could fly all night and I'm gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning? No.
Right.
And it's like
not.
they wake up early and do their shit because you don't hear birds singing that much like in the afternoon and shit, nigga. It's just like 5 or 6 in the morning. That's when they really go and put in work, and then they just chill for the rest of the day, I guess.
Someone in Long Beach did a cartoon, or they took a cartoon of birds yelling at each other. It was like really beautifully illustrated, and they just put different like gang names from Long Beach on like what they were saying. He's like, they're just up like 20s. Like, hey, call. Like, this is insane. It's like, just like 5 a.m.
Fuck that shit, dog.
I love it. All right. I think that's all we got time for. We got to go recover. I'm still not recovered from that fucking Lakers game, man. Thank God they won.
Y'all boys was really excited.
Woo. I got a little sweat going.
Bron had an all-time Bron moment. I am very much excited about that. Absolutely.
It was an all-time Bron game.
Yeah, you never know.
He had a good
you never know
moment.
how many more of those.
It was a big moment.
You never know how many of those.
That's a fact. I think that's my problem. Is I'm Bron isn't 37, 36 in my head. You know what I mean? Like Bron is just Bron. And I'm not thinking like, bro, just be thankful that Bron's still playing. I don't think like that. I don't. I still expect Bron to press the gas at every moment. Dog, this ain't 2015. This ain't 2016. It ain't 2015. You know what I mean?
Literally, it literally is not.
It literally isn't. It literally isn't, dog. So,
thank you.
Well,
thanks.
We gonna get these motherfucking rec league runs in against the Suns, so that's gonna hopefully that'll boost your confidence a bit in this team.
Right.
Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to check back in with us Monday. We'll be talking about the whole weekend of all the first games for every different series in the playoffs. I'm excited to spend the whole weekend watching basketball. Be sure to give us 5 stars. Tell your fucking friends about the podcast, bro. Tell your friends. Write us a review. Give us 5 stars. Do all this shit. You know what I mean? We don't know how to ask you guys to do that shit, but just like do it. You know what I mean? Pretend we asked you. Pretend we asked you really nicely.
Tell your friends, because I am not going to be hey, I have a podcast guy. You're way cooler telling people you listen to a podcast and they should listen to it than a person who makes a podcast telling motherfuckers to listen to it. No one likes that guy.
No,
I don't tell a motherfucker.
Never in your life will you see me at a party going, well, I do host a podcast.
My podcast. Yeah, I'll never be that fucking guy.
I think the reason people don't
I'd rather fuck a pigeon, personally.
Dog, okay, bro.
As a human male.
Bro.
I would rather fuck a pigeon with my own human dick.
Everybody has podcasts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can literally walk up to a stranger and just assume they have a podcast. You might be right like 43% of the time, right? You know what I'm saying? So there's no point in saying I have a podcast. Of course you have a fucking podcast, my nigga. Duh.
Yeah, you have a computer.
Right,
you can sign up for
a
free
You're live, aren't you? You know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, hey, bro. People be clowning the fuck out of podcast makers, and I'll be laughing my ass off at that shit. Like I remember one chick
podcast.
tweeted,
What was that?
Podcast makers or what are we? Podcast, podcast talent? Are you going to be that guy? They really make fun of podcast.
I thought you said the Republican way of saying the N-word, my boy. I was saying nigga.
Makers.
Podcast. Yo, Tyler. It's late over there. We got to get the fuck on. Let's get the fuck off this thing, bro.
All right, thank you. Okay, the checklist, 5 stars, reviews, tell your friends, link this stuff, retweet it, etc. Thank you so much. So many of you guys hit us up after that Lakers win saying you couldn't wait for the episode. We also couldn't wait for it. Hope you fuck with it. Tell everyone you know, and we'll see you guys on Monday to talk more playoff basketball. Peace.